You ever wake up one day and realize you've been living in autopilot? You're not unhappy, but you're not really fulfilled either. You get up, go to work, check your phone, talk to a few people, maybe scroll a little bit before bed, and the days just blend together. You start wondering if this is it. Is this what life's supposed to be? That quiet thought creeps in. I thought there'd be more. That thought isn't wrong. It's your soul trying to get your attention. Every man has something inside him that wants to build, lead, to create meaning out of the chaos around him. That hunger you feel, that constant sense that you're not quite where you're supposed to be, that's not a flaw. That's purpose knocking at the door. Purpose doesn't just show up one day. It's not something you stumble upon by accident. It's something you have to dig for through pain, silence, through self-discipline. Let's talk about that. Before we get into the video, subscribe to the channel. We are over 50 subscribers now. That's amazing. Without further ado, let's get into it. A lot of men today feel like they're walking through life without direction. They're doing everything the world told them to do, like go to school, get a job, make money, find someone to love. But even when they check all those boxes, something still feels off. That's because you can have success without purpose. You can have everything that looks right on paper and still wake up every morning wondering why you don't feel complete. Most of us were never taught how to find purpose. We were told how to survive, but not how to live. We were taught to chase results, not meaning. And it's easy to get lost in that. You start comparing your life to everyone else's. You start measuring your value by how productive you are. And over time, you forget to even ask yourself what you really want from life. That feeling of being lost isn't failure. It's a sign that something inside of you is craving alignment. Your heart knows you are made for something more. It just takes time, silence, and honesty to hear what the more actually is. Most men avoid that kind of reflection because it's uncomfortable. I mean, it means admitting that maybe you've been chasing the wrong things. But until you stop and look within, you'll always feel like you're drifting, busy, but directionless. The first step toward purpose isn't finding the right path. It's admitting that the one you're on isn't it. Every man who's ever found his purpose has gone through pain to get there. That's just the truth. You don't find meaning in the easy seasons. You find it when life strips everything away and forces you to rebuild. For me, I remember a time when everything felt like it was falling apart. Nothing I tried was working. The goals I thought would make me happy didn't hit like I expected. I was frustrated, confused, and honestly angry. Not just at the world, but at myself. But looking back, that was the turning point. Because pain has a strange way of showing you who you really are. When you lose comfort, when people disappoint you, when life humbles you, you see what's real and what's not. Pain forces honesty. It tears away the fake parts of you that you built just to fit in. And once those are gone, what's left is your foundation and your truth. I learned more from heartbreak and failure than I ever did from success. Because pain teaches you to slow down, to reflect, and to listen. It shows you what actually matters and what never did. So if you're going through something right now, loss, uncertainty, loneliness, don't run from it. Let it work on you. Your purpose isn't hiding from the pain, it's being shaped by it. And one day you'll look back and realize that the hardest season of your life was the one you gave direction. With that being said, purpose doesn't exist without discipline. Because even when you find what you're meant to do, it still takes structure to live it out. Discipline is what separates the dreamers from the doers. You can be inspired for a week, but discipline is what keeps you steady when the excitement fades. It's the bridge that takes you from intention to impact. When you start showing up for yourself every day, even when you don't feel like it, that's when something changes inside of you. You stop being controlled by emotion and start being guided by direction. And that's what purpose really is, direction with meaning. Every man who's found his purpose has built it one small, boring, consistent habit at a time. The gym sessions no one sees, the late night working toward a dream, the quiet morning spent in reflection or prayer. Discipline is what builds confidence. When you keep promises to yourself, you start trusting yourself. You start believing that you're capable of more than you thought. And the more disciplined you become, the clearer your purpose gets. Because you stop chasing comfort and you start chasing growth. You realize that the reward isn't in the result, it's who you become in the process. The biggest threat to purpose today isn't fear of failure, it's distraction. We live in a time where it's easier than ever to fill every quiet moment with noise. Your phone, social media, notifications, they all fight for your attention. But here's the thing, purpose doesn't compete for attention, it waits for it, it whispers. And if you're always scrolling, comparing, or chasing dopamine hits, you'll never hear it. We built a culture that rewards comfort. We glorify taking it easy, we avoid challenge, and we chase instant pleasure like it's fulfillment. But comfort kills purpose. It's the slow death of potential. The men who find meaning in life aren't the ones who avoid struggle, they're the ones who choose it. They intentionally step away from distractions, not because they hate pleasure, but because they understand it too much of it that it numbs you. Take time to be alone with your thoughts. Turn your phone off, go for a walk, sit in silence. Let yourself feel that uncomfortable stillness because that's where truth shows up. If you want to find your purpose, you've got to reclaim your focus. You can't hear your calling if you're always listening to the world's noise. Every man has a voice inside of him that's trying to guide him, but most will never hear it because they never stop scrolling long enough to listen. I didn't truly understand purpose until I hit a point where I couldn't rely on myself anymore. I tried to figure life out on my own. I had plans, goals, and a vision of how things were supposed to go. And when it all fell apart, I finally stopped trying to force my way forward and just asked, God, what do you want from me? And that changed everything. Because here's the truth. Every man is created for something specific. You're not a random collection of strengths and flaws. You're designed intentionally. The way you think, the experiences you've been through, the pain you've endured, it's all shaping you for a purpose that's bigger than yourself. Sometimes God will let things fall apart because He's trying to realign you. He'll take away the distractions so you have no choice but to depend on Him. And when you finally surrender that control, that's when peace enters your life. Purpose isn't about chasing success, it's about discovering obedience. It's realizing that your calling isn't about glory, it's about service. It's about using your life, your gifts, your experiences to make a difference for something that outlives you. And when you start living like that, when you stop asking, what do I want, and start asking, what was I made to do, life stops feeling random. It starts feeling divine. Every man wants to be remembered for something, but legacy isn't built on words. It's built from how you live. When you live with purpose, your presence starts to matter. People feel it. You carry yourself differently, and you make decisions differently. And most importantly, you treat people differently. Purpose gives you direction, but legacy gives you depth. It's the mark you leave on others, the lessons, strengths, the example. It's what lasts long after you're gone. You don't need to be famous to leave a legacy. You just need to be faithful. Faithful to your principles, faithful to your growth, faithful to your purpose. When people look back on your life, they won't remember how perfect you were. They'll remember how consistent you were, how resilient you were, and how you made them feel. That's the beauty of purpose. It's not just about you. It's about how your life impacts everyone who crosses your path. So live like it matters because it does. Don't waste your energy trying to be someone else. Build the man you were called to be. Because when you find your purpose, you don't just change your own life, you give others permission to find theirs too. If you take anything from this, let it be this. Your purpose isn't waiting for the right timing. It's waiting for you to become ready. The longer you wait, the harder it is to start. So stop waiting for perfect conditions. Stop waiting for the fear to go away. Start where you are, with what you have, and trust that you'll grow into the rest. Because once a man starts walking in his purpose, he realizes something powerful. The man he used to be was just the foundation for the man he was always meant to become. Thank you guys so much for watching.